So it's the new season and the ladder has been reset. I played a couple of games this morning, but I thought I'd record with a deck that I'm enjoying, that I shouldn't be playing in ladder. I probably only play it in gold. And once you get to platinum, if I want to continue to go up, I probably need to change deck. Today's deck is nothing new. I have played Historic Ellie Gods on the stream before, or on the channel before. I'm going to go look now. Was it on the channel or the stream? So when I looked, I had played Gods LOL on the channel before, which was basically this combo again. It was the Maskwood Nexus, and it was the World Tree. And anyway, let's talk about this deck. So I've played this on stream at some point, but not in a video. It is an 80-card Yorion deck that is a mid-range deck that is playing Elementals. So our main game plan is to play Elementals. Now, I've just noticed I'm only playing 3 Lotus Cobra. I'm almost convinced, well, I'm not almost convinced, I know for a fact that should be 4 Lotus Cobra. Should be cutting this Brushfire Elemental, really. It's part of the toolbox. I don't know. I'm not going to go to numbers. Basically, I've just been jamming this with varying numbers of creatures. And I think you could tune it a bit better. 1 more Lotus Cobra, 1 more Omnath. No, actually, no, not 1 more of those. 1 more Suit Swarm, 1 more Lotus Cobra. Almost certainly. Anyway, the game plan of the deck is to be a mid-range Elementals deck that can then just kill people out of nowhere by casting Ugins, Crater Hoofs, or just copies of Genesis Ultimatum. Our main cards, our best cards in our deck, and this is why there should be a 4 of, is Lotus Cobra, which is a card that says when a land enters the battlefield, make a mana off of that land. And we have Wisdom Reef. Whenever an elemental enters the battlefield, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, put it into play, tapped. If it's not, you may put it into your hand. You can also choose not to put the land into hand if you want to have a land drop for the following turn, for example, as well. Together, these cards generate good value, whether it be mana and tempo advantage of getting ahead of the turn you're in, or just drawing cards and hitting land drops for later, and then you kill with the big stuff. Then we have some combos. Like I said, Terror of the Peaks is a card that we've only got 2 of in the deck. We've got 2 Goldspan Dragons. I quite like Goldspan Dragon as a ramp card as well as a mid-range threat. But Terror of the Peaks allows us to murder our opponent. Scoot Swarm is another card that is very strong in the deck, and that is a combo piece with Terror of the Peaks. I've played it on the channel a few times before in various decks. Scoot Swarm triggers whenever a land enters the battlefield to make a 1/1 or a copy of itself. If you've got 5 or 6 or more lands. And then for each Scoot Swarm that enters the battlefield, Terror of the Peaks will ping them for 1. It pings them for 1 for each creature that enters the battlefield other than itself. Now, Terror of the Peaks can be hit off of our Genesis Ultimatum plus a Scoot Swarm and some lands, and you get pew pew pew, lots of shots. Then we have Maskwood Nexus that makes all your creatures all types. So we get the elemental synergies of every time you make a body or make a Scoot Swarm, you trigger Resurrect. You can draw your whole fucking deck with this deck. Or you make everything into gods and you activate World Tree, which is 10 mana and tap it, sacrifice it, search out any number of gods and put them to play. Now, just do that on its own will only get us also get a copy of Clothis, which is just another mid-range value card. But with Maskwood Nexus in play, you get to get any number of creatures. So you get your entire library. They're all elementals. They all trigger Risen Reef. They all draw every land in the deck. They all enter the battlefield. They make Scoot Swarms. You make about 400 Scoot Swarms, and then Terror of the Peaks on to death. But that's all like alternative options and ways to play. Like, this deck is not like good, right? This is not a deck that you play because you want to get to Diamond or Challenger, whatever the fucking top of the every ladder is called. It's not the deck you play at your local F&M either, necessarily. It's a deck that is a lot of fun. It has very quick losses to the aggressive decks, and then it has really fun, tricksy, dumb lines and wins against other decks. So I'm not lying to you here. I'm not going to say that this deck will change your life. I'm also going to say that if you are looking to avoid using your wild cards up, don't build this, because this will not get you to Diamond. The numbers are also all off. Like I said, add a Lotus Cobra. I'm going to add a Lotus Cobra right now. I'm adding a Lotus Cobra, and I'm cutting a Heal of the Glade. Heal of the Glade might seem really bad, but it's good against the aggressive decks, and it's also just a good hit off of Risen Reef and stuff to get another elemental for cheap that gives you some ETB value. And that's it! Let's play some games of fucking Historic on Arena. But before we do, don't forget this video is brought to you by Ultra Pro. So if you're looking to pick up some Ultra Pro products, you should, because the satin towels are beautiful, and their playmats are the best in the business. And if you're picking up any sealed product or singles from the Channel Fireball marketplace from your local game store through channelfireball.com, use the code KENOBI at checkout to help support the channel. And also, one last plug. Don't forget that if you sign up to my Patreon, you get an Ultra Sleeve. The one for last month was this one. I'll be announcing the new one later this week. Let's just say it's milky. Okay, let's go round 1. Yeah, sure, it's got Risen Reef, and that's like, if not the best card on our deck, the second best card. The best card being, obviously, Lotus Cobra. Also, leading with a Ketchia Triumph isn't terrible, because we can play the Hinterland Harbor untap next turn and get Tangled Flower Region down. I hope this is Auras, because if this is Soul Sisters, which is unlikely, I don't think Soul Sisters plays this, it's not a good matchup for us, because it makes so many bodies. But on the upside, if it is auras, then, well, we can hit them for a lot of damage, and they're not going to interact much with us, so we get to really fuck about. Daxos, Bless of the Sun. So this is, like, not auras. This is either a weird version of Solstices, or perhaps Mono White Devotion, or enchantments. It might be Karametra enchantments. We drew a World Tree here, so I'm going to go ahead and play a Scoot Swarm, because Scoot Swarm is better to play ahead of the Risen Reef, because the Risen Reef will get us lands. Make some bodies here. This insect is just going to go under the bus to conserve or preserve our life total, like a jam. Hellier the Sun Crowns. This is definitely some sort of life gain deck, right? But exactly which version and in what way, I'm not sure. We drew a Steam Vents, which isn't terrible. We're going to play Risen Reef here. We hit a land, we take action. We're going to get a Scoot Swarm token off of that as well. I'm going to play Steam Vents tapped. Trigger, make another token. Then we play Healer of the Glade, which is just basically a filler card in many ways. And we trigger again, and we take action. We've got a Fabled Passage for next turn. And now we get a second copy of actual Scoot Swarm. And we'll get in with our 1-1, taking down a 21. That was a good turn. That was a good turn. Risen Reef is a ridiculous magic card. Our opponent plays a Radiant Fountain, triggers its a life, puts a counter on this. Plays a Luminal Aspirant, gains a life, puts a trigger on something. Lot of counters here, a lot of counters. We're just going to chump block with our 1-1s again to preserve life total. They're just white weenie with life gain, I guess. Welcome to gold in many ways. But I can see how this could probably, like, wreck the red aggro decks, perhaps, and just generally have good, strong draws. It's not a terrible deck, even if it's an unrefined version of other decks. We'll stick a 1-1 under here and a 1-1 under here. We can take 2. They gain a life, put a counter somewhere, and then we get our turn, which is the fun bit. We drew Maskwood Nexus, and we have a World Tree. This shit is good. I guess we're going to go ahead and Lotus Cobra here, off of the Field of Devastation, just to get ourselves set up for next turn. And we're going to search our library, and we're going to grab a Lotus Cobra. We now only have 3 mana, but cracking the Fabled Passage actually gets us a 4th mana, so we can play Thassa Dark Dwelling, Deep Dwelling this turn. Dark Dwelling's going to be the blue-black version of what we get on the next Return to Theros, right? And then we'll just get... It doesn't matter what we get, because the World Tree fixes our mana beautifully. We'll make a blue, I guess. And then we'll go Thassa Deep Dwelling. This is going to be no attacks. Then we're going to trigger, target the Risen Reef. Flicker the Risen Reef. Hopefully hit a land here. We did. So end is tapped. And then we'll just make a load of I cannot even say it. Scoot Swarm tokens. Which allows us just to chump block everything. Now, if they play like a Shadow Spear or something to give trample, then we have to be a bit more considerate. This gives protection. No, indestructible, so we don't need to worry. This thing does give protection, though, so they can actually get through with one big attacker. But they are going wide more so than very large. Worst case scenario next turn is that we can play Yorion, I guess. That's the worst case. We obviously want to play Maskwood Nexus and then activate World Tree for the proper win. A lot of counters go on some bodies, and they get into the red zone with just a... What? Why? That's weird. Maybe they want us to group block it down. I don't know. I'm just going to chump, though. I don't understand why they wouldn't get in with more things. In case we are going to, like, group block down a body or something. I guess the Lunar Aspirants are quite vital to their game plan. We drew a land, which is perfect, so we're going to do some counting first. So we have 10 mana, so that's not quite where we need to be. So I'm going to play the floor here. I'm going to play the Hinterland Harbour and make a lot of Scoot Swarms. Like, tons of them. Like, too many of them. Like, I'm glad they don't have a Soul Sister right now. That would be very bad for us. They are thinking long and hard about this. No, they let it resolve. Okay. We'll make a green here. We'll put Yorion into our hand. We'll cast Yorion. And when it ETBs, we're going to exile Risen Reef, the Healer of the Glade... and the Tangle Florahedron, I think, as well. And then we're not going to go to combat attack. No attacks. Because attacking's for cowards. I'm here to just grossly... Beginning of end step, we flicker Yorion again, I guess. That doesn't do anything. And then we get all these back. Oh, no, we do get these back. So we get these back, then Yorion goes out, and we get to have these things come back in their end step as well. Get a Healer of the Glade trigger and 3 Risen Reef triggers here. Go to 22. We're going to take action and put the World Tree to play because it's not legendary. That's so dumb. Make more scoots. Scoot. Then we're going to Lotus go and make a blue. Next Risen Reef, we draw Leafkin Druid, fine. Next Risen Reef, we draw Scorching Dragonfire, fine. Should have been a red, actually. Oh, we still can, actually. So if we hold full control here, we've got a Scorching Dragonfire. Yorion trigger on the stack. Yorion's going to go ahead and flick a Risen Reef, Heal the Glade, and Tangle Florhedron again, because they aren't gonna block this turn. We'll block the Scoot Swarms, right? And then we're going to Scorching Dragonfire, something that we can kill. So it's only 3 damage. We'll just kill the Selfless Savior. Oh, actually, we'll kill the Alseid of Life's Bounty. What's the Savior protecting? Oh, they can just give it protection from that. Okay. Well, we're going to shoot the Alseid. If they mess it up, the Alseid is gone. If they don't mess it up, then... So if they mess it up, the Alseid's gone. If they sack the Selfless Savior, that's the same as us targeting the Selfless Savior, right? This is just me getting rid of a body on the board. They do it, which is the right thing to do. And when it dies, they get a counter out of it, sure. So now it's indestructible. Fine. Then we pass to them. It looks like our board is relatively empty, but we do have 28 Scoot Swarms, 27 of which are tokens. They play another Alseid of Life's Bounty, which allows them to get like a attacker through twice. But we don't really mind, honestly. Like, the best they can do is hit us for 5 and hit us for 4 here. 9 damage. That's 9, 10, 11 with the Luminarch Aspirant triggers, I guess. Which is half our life total. So it's not terrible, but we're still having fun. We're still fucking about. They pump the Daxos to a 5/10, and they get in with... Is it just this again? Just an Alseid of Life's Bounty. I am going to chump block with one of our Scoot Swarms. Just simply because I don't want to get our life total so low that a triple protection swing will kill us. Okay, so they make a body off of the Castle Ardenvale here. Put another count on the Alseid of Life's Bounty, and we block. They are on like a lot of life, but I'm sure we can do something to solve that. And by something, I mean we're going to combo kill them in just a moment. So these come back from the delayed Neuron Trigger. Thanks to the Faster Deep Dwelling. We gain some life from the healer. We Risen Reef again. We Risen Reef again. I'm going to decline that and put that into hands. We get 2 Lotus Cobra triggers next turn. Yeah, let's do that. And then we take action here. Enters tapped because it always does. Don't want to shock ourselves there. We make a mana and we make some Scoot Swarms. We make another 26 Scoot Swarms, I think it is. 28 Scoot Swarms. We have 28 Scoots. Cool. And then we're just going to make a green off the Lotus Cobra. Doesn't really matter. And then on our turn, we untap. Cool. So we're going to go like Fabled Passage. Make a green. Do we have enough mana yet? Scoot Swarm's such a funny magic card. So this makes 1 mana here. Then we have, when it's finished, make a green. So green and Paul. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And we need 14. 15 to go off. So we're going to be casting some elementals this turn. That's probably what we have to do. Yeah, let's go Heal the Glade then. Risen Reef trigger. Didn't hit a land. That's a shame, because we want to hit lands of each of these, really. Or draw a Lotus Cobra, then hit a land. That'd be nice. Risen Reef gets us a healer. Sure. Leafkin Druid. Sure. Genesis Ultimate. Can we cast that? We can cast that. Right. Okay. This is where we're at. So we're going to crack this Fabled Passage. To generate us 1 more mana. So we net an extra bit of mana there. Let's go and get, I don't know, a mountain, I guess. The mountain can play under tapped or trigger Lotus Cobra when we get some more mana. Our opponent's having a bit of lag, I think. Or we're having a bit of lag. I'm not sure. Arena is going slow. Arena almost crashed on me earlier, which is great. When you're trying to play the world's premier leading card game and their digital client is having a mare. Mainly because the funding's not very good. And surely if they're going to print Scoot Swarm, the app shouldn't struggle with it, right? That is a lot of Scoot Swarms. That's more Scoot Swarms than I thought we'd have. That is... Jesus, that's a lot of Scoot Swarms. The system really had to think about that. Let's make some more. Let's go Genesis Ultimatum. We've got Brushfire Elemental, Omnath, Maskwood Nexus, and Steam Vents. We actually probably killed them here. Oh, we definitely... Well, no, we certainly killed them. We're going to enter tapped with that. Oh, hang on. Didn't have to enter that tap. That was stupid. So everything's now an elemental and Omnath shoots something. Oh, don't scoop, opponent. What are you doing? So what happened there, so you know, Maskwood Nexus meant everything into an elemental. And then Omnath shoots someone. Which Omnath was it? Yeah, enters the battlefield, does damage equal to the number of elementals you control. And we obviously had Maskwood Nexus in play, which made everything an elemental. And if we get rid of that, we have, you know, we have 200 Scoot Swarms. Well, more than 200. That's like, that's more than 200. Math is very hard. Okay, let's go. What's in all? How will round 2 go? What will we face? Will it be more mono white weenie? We've got a Lotus Cobra, which is like the best card in the deck, so we're going to keep it. Omnath's pretty good too. Sometimes you'd lead Fatal Passage just to speed up your play, so you can crack it now, but we wanted to use it alongside Lotus Cobra later. They've played a basic island, and they've got Cura sleeves. These sleeves are wicked. I love this. Even if it is just rippling, like, post-processed artwork, I do love it. For all the problems that Arena has, which is primarily just not being funded enough by Wizards of the Coast because they're greedy bastards, stuff like this does look wicked. And some of the pets look cool. This Beholder looks wicked. Anyway. So Fatal Passage, trigger my Lotus Cobra. And then we're going to activate the Fatal Passage. This is all coming to play tapped, unfortunately. So we're not going to get a full Black Lotus out of this, which is what Fetchland does with a Lotus Cobra that is with an untapped land, because you get the land itself and the extra 2. Now, we got Omnath. Oh, I think I'm going to finale for 2 to go get myself a Leafkin Druid here. So I'm just going to make another green. And this is almost certainly going to get counterspelled, right? This is going to be... what's the... Oh, okay. Search... Fine, if you insist. And we'll get a Leafkin Druid, because it makes 1 green now, and it'll make double green later down the line. And we've got an ultimatum in hand, right? Now, there's a potential for a Flash Rogue here. No, not that either. Which means that was a mistake. I'm not going to pretend that me attacking me like, oh, I'm happy to trade the Cobra. We would not have wanted to trade that Cobra. Not for shit. We're now just going to play an Omnath, I guess. Which isn't really all that great. But we're going to zap them for 2. And they had nothing before, so I guess they got nothing now. Maybe they are like Esper Control with a really weird mana base, and we're going to get Wrath of God in next turn, which actually would suck, because our hand is very bad into Wrath of God. But we're going to hit them for 2, and pass back to them. Please, 1 time, no Wrath Arena. Do not Wrath me, friend. Okay, no double white there. So if it's a Wrath, it's not Wrath of God, it's probably a worse one, right? All the other Wraths in the format are worse in some way. Although if they went... No, it's just Ixalan's Binding. If they had done like the odds and evens one, just evens would have been good there. So Ixalan's Binding is interesting. So we're going to go Risen Reef here. Trigger. Hit Healer of the Glade. Would love to have hit a land there, but never mind. We're going to play Healer of the Glade and try and hit a land with the Risen Reef. And we did not. A second Risen Reef is not the worst though. In for 2. Pass back to our opponent. Again, we're in Gold League because it's the beginning of the season again. Oh my... Do we have ways to destroy enchantments in this deck? We must have, right? We've got to. Why can I not play... Oh, you fucker. I forgot this stops me playing the next one. That has made me furious. Absolutely livid. Right, let's make a green. Let's play a Nexus. Oh, I am not a happy bunny right now. Because I want to play more Risen Reefs. And them stopping me playing Risen Reefs, that's probably the one way to really tilt me. Is to either print a load of cards that destroy X1s, like Flicker Wisps and Thalias, or stop me casting Risen Reef. That's also a way to piss me off. Okay, we're just going to kill that, I guess. This generates us some mana, so we're going to pay 2 life. Make a red. And then we can, like, kill this and put Yorion in our hand. Hell, we could have actually just not shocked ourselves. Maybe I'm flexing over here. Yeah, I'm definitely flexing over here. No, the Yorion into hand. I should probably look for ways in Best of Order to be able to destroy enchantments and artifacts, honestly. Even just a one-of that finale can go fetch. Honestly, our opponent hasn't done a lot. They're obviously, as we just saw, some form of Soul Herder deck. So them leading with like 2 lots of 4 mana removal is strange. Soul Herder Shark Typhoon is also a wild choice, I will not lie. I'm into it though, both cards are pretty good. We drew not much exciting again. So this is going to be 6 plus 7. Just make a red here. The World Tree is online now, so we can just cast this without having to care about our mana. Stomping Ground, Ugin, Forest, Ghost Quarter, Breeding Pool. Pay 2 life, pay 2 life. Just make a load of mana. We're going to get Ultimate him again, I think. We're going to have a ridiculous turn thanks to Cobra being, honestly, a bit too ludicrous, probably. We're going to use Ugin right now, because obviously if we hit a second Ugin... I don't even know if I'm playing a second Ugin. I can't even remember. We're going to cast Ultimate again. We get Goldspan Dragon, Bushfire Elemental, Terror, the Pigs, and Stomping Ground. That can... Yeah, I'll pay 2 life. Why not? Why not? Make... Oh, we're going to just shoot them. I forgot we had to shoot them. This is so good. It's fun playing all the best stuff, right? This is like a commander deck. GG, opponent. GG. Yeah, that was fun for me. I enjoyed that. Now, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist. I'm going to keep this, by the way. We do need one more line for Risen Reef. And also, no sentence ever starts well with the term, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist. Also, we've kept our worst hand so far, and we're playing into a legitimate deck, because Forest into Llanowar Elves is one of the better turn ones in Historic, let's be real. So, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but I have noticed when playing this deck, which is a collection of just dumb, like high-powered stuff and dumb stuff, like Mold Drifters and Risen Reefs, right? I have noticed that I pair it into worse decks, it seems. And there is that, like, theory out there, isn't there? That the decks that you play, like, somehow the arena is smart enough, and that's giving a lot of fucking credit to the arena algorithm and matching, will pair you against real decks or not real decks. Whether that's using, like, number of staples or something. Now, I don't necessarily believe that, but I find it interesting that, anecdotally, it does kind of seem that way with what I've been playing. I'm tempted just to block here because we need to conserve our life to as much as possible because they're going to slammer jam everything into us. Right, so Risen Reef needs to hit something good here. A land would be great just to ramp us. That is not a land. That is a slow 4-mana spell we aren't going to get to cast, honestly. Next time we get to go Risen Reef into Healer of the Glade if we hit a land. Which might be enough to stabilize us, but probably not. We're taking, like, what? 5, 6, 7, 8 here. And if they play it out with Arch Druid, so we don't take 8, we take 9? That's 9 damage. That was good maths from me, friends. Okay, we're on 11. We are pretty dead next turn. So, I'm going to go Risen Reef. We're going to hit a land here that makes green, and we're not going to put it into play. That's the plan. Nope. And decline. Because Reef puts into play tapped, you see. So now we're going to go Fatal Passage. We're going to sack this. We're going to have to do some blocking next turn, which makes me very sad. I don't really know what our end goal is here, honestly. I guess cast Ultimatum and hope it wins us the game, but we're so far off Ultimatum right now. We need to hit double land here, really. And we hit 0 lands here. Okay, well... So there's a chance, right, that somehow we untap with... Oh, God, I discard shit. Fuck, we discard that, so it's just not good enough. Like... Lotus Cobra into, like, double land drop off Risen Reef into Genesis Ultimate or something like that, but it's too late. Like, we're just too late. Oh, we're way too late. We're too late to what was on board. We're very late to a Creative Behemoth. GG, opponent. GG. Elves continues to be a legitimately powerful deck. I made a video about how much I enjoy the deck. It's very fun and straightforward and powerful. A couple people in the comments were like, a cool, non-meta deck, bro. As if I was trying to pretend I'd created elves. Like, not every YouTube video on my channel or anyone's channel is about, like format defining or warping new decks, right? Sometimes we're just playing the formats we fucking like. Rightio, then. It's a lot of lands and a Creator Hoof. This is actually quite bad. But it's got part of a combo in it. It's got removal. So we'll just draw good stuff. That's how this works, right? And we're also on the play. So we can go Breeding Pool first, leading to Mountain next turn for Scorching Dragonfire, or we can place the Invents Talent if we have nothing to do. Our opponent is on Lurrus, which makes the Scorching Dragonfire pretty good because it's the X color thing we kill. They just shocked in a Watery Grave and passed. Interesting. We're going to not shock in and pass back. Maybe I should have played the Mountain to allow me to kill like a flash threat if they were on like Lurrus Tempo Blue Spectral Sailor bullshit, but they're not. They're not. They have opted... I don't know what they did with it. I wasn't paying enough attention. I was too busy talking about Spectral Sailor bullshit. They're passing with mana up. Cool. I guess we're just going to play a Breeding Pool tapped and pass the turn. That's right. We are Draw-Go Control now. We are Draw-Go Control. We have also drawn nothing but lands thus far. Okay. They are tapped out here, and this is a Thief. I'm just going to kill it. There was an argument for holding it for Lurrus, but we're not going to see Lurrus next turn, and I don't want to mill me or hit me with any rogues or build up any sort of board presence, really. Like, killing a body might encourage them to play another body, although most of their bodies have flash, obviously. Okay, we untap and we draw a Risen Reef, and they only have one singular blue up. So this might be an Essence Scatter. I'm going to play a land ahead of it, just to be on the safe side. If there is an Essence Scatter in our future, though, do we mask with Nexus? I think we mask with Nexus, because I want the Risen Reef to survive. Risen Reef is more important for like, getting into the game. Mask with Nexus is kind of like a finisher in many ways. It just combos with multiple things. So it was Censor. So actually, if we played around Censor, that was the wrong line. But I was more scared of... I don't know what the fuck I was scared of. They now have double blue. Hinterland Harbour here. Let's go Mask with Nexus again. We're not going to see Sensor now. We're going to see like Sinister Sabotage or Saw It Coming or actual like double blue spells. They're going to opt first, which is interesting. I guess having Master Nexus on board in this matchup might be better than the Risen Reef because they probably don't have a way to deal with it beyond bouncing it. Which they probably can do because they're going to be playing Borrower. But the fact we have an onboard thing that creates bodies every turn now without having to care about counter magic. Okay. Do they take Crater Hoof here or do they take Risen Reef? Like, the correct thing to do is take Risen Reef. Yeah, they did. Fuck. that is... Oh, that's depressing. I said it earlier and I'll say it again. Stopping me from playing Risen Reef makes me very sad. We're going to go ahead and play Fabled Passage because it comes into play untapped, which allows us to make a body and put Yorion into our hand. Putting Yorion into our hand against the Thoughtseize deck is not always the smartest thing in the world. But they aren't doing a whole lot, to be honest. And at the end of their turn, we're going to just make this. We have to... Oh, I need to crack my Fabled Passage first. And then we're going to make a body. Build your own Bitter Blossom for the low cost of 7, and then 10, and so on and so on and so on. Fatal push my Changeling. Okay. Let's go Risen Reef into their open mana. Don't counterspell me, bruh! Don't do it! It's my second favourite elemental in all of Magic. Okay. Shit on it. They had a counterspell. I say second. Does Moldrifter go higher? I'm not sure. Okay. Pass to them. Flicker Wisp is number 1. If you're wondering, that's Flicker Wisp. Number 2 is Risen Reef. Number 3 is Moldrifter, I think. I might do a video on this, like top 5 elementals, you know. I'm not running out of ideas. You're running out of ideas. Let's make an elemental. I guess with Masquerade Nexus in play, Creator of Behemoth is my favourite elemental. Anyway, moving on. Ah, we're just trading like cards out of hand for Masquerade Nexus tokens. That is gas. I am into it. Leafkin Druid. Let's go. I'm going to hold on to the Yorion. I mean, it attacks better in the air, I guess, but they've got counter magic, right? And I can just make bodies every single turn for Masquerade Nexus. We're then going to activate this at end step. Although Leafkin Druid does become 2 mana if we get enough bodies down. Are they going to trade another card for a token? No, they're not. Okay. Well, we can play that and keep up the other ones. That seems alright. We're going to play with Masquerade Nexus. We're going to go to combat. And if they flash something in to block or trade with this Shapeshifter, it's not the end of the world. It makes them use their mana, it makes them commit things to the board. Like, what are we doing if we're not attacking with these 2 tools? Well, what we were doing is getting to 11 mana to activate World Tree and go absolutely ham. Because you haven't seen it yet, this video. I've done videos on the World Tree Masquerade Nexus combo before. Back when Kaldheim first landed, which feels like a million years ago. Oh, what is this? 6 mana. Is this going to be like a Torrential Gearhulk randomly in their Flash Blue-Black Rogues deck? It can't be. They haven't been using Locthwain either, which is interesting. They'd rather push our creatures and put Lurrus into hand and play Lurrus. Push my Leafkin Druid. Okay, I'll make a mana out of that. And then we're just going to... No, I'm not going to bother using that mana. Let's go to end step. They haven't even put Lurrus into hand. They've got to put Lurrus into hand here, right? Put Lurrus into your hand, opponent. Go on. Treat yourself. Go on. Go on. No one's judging. No one's even... I didn't even do it. It seems like the right thing to do when they've got a rogue in the bin. Have they just drawn a very low rogue count? Is that what's happening here? We drew Omnath, which is pretty cool. So we're going to go... We're just going to slam an Omnath, because we can still activate a Masquerade Nexus in spite of that. If they counter this, we just get to hit them for 4. The Masquerade Nexus is doing exactly... Oh, we get to hit them for 3 with this, because these are also elementals. Oh, baby. That's a lot. In for 4. Masquerade Nexus being the win con against the Blue-Black Flash, Blue-Black Rogues, Blue-Black counter spells that we didn't know we needed, but we definitely deserve. Because I hate Draw-Go. I don't know what it is. When I was younger, when I was trying to find my way in the world, when I was trying to find my way in Magic, I used to think Draw-Go was the good shit. And now I'm like, nah, let's just slam a creature with 15 lines of text on it. It's going to draw us a card, shoot someone, and tickle my bumhole. All for the low cost of 4 mana, because it's green. Lurrus from our opponent, finally. Finally, some good fucking Lurrus. Let's make another elemental. Untap, draw another Masquerade Nexus. Whoa, boy, and they scoop it up. Okay, it's our 5th and final round of today's video. And, well, I don't know whether I keep this or not. Like, again, Lotus Cobra is very, very good. Double Lotus Cobra is also very, very good. Oh, we can cast Scorching Dragonfire off the world so that we play into the second Cobra on turn 3. I keep this. Double Cobra allows us to do some nutty things. Now, are they on... Don't be Soul Sisters, and we're all good. So, World Tree tapped. We're going to shock ourselves next time we play a Cobra. They're on a lower stick level planes, so they're on some form of White Weenie. There's an Aspirant. Cool. Let's play Breeding Pool, pay 2 life, and play a Cobra. Now, Tangled Florahedron is a land drop as well, as is World Tree, but I think we play World Tree next time. We go Cobra into World Tree into Scorching Dragonfire, hopefully on this Luminarch Aspirant and kill it. If they kill our Cobra, then we need an untapped source to do that. They played a Thalia, so now we need an untapped source to do that. We played a Dauntless Bodyguard, protecting the Luminarch Aspirant, interestingly. Okay. Well, the Thalia apps... Oh, no! Oh, this feels poetic in many ways, right? It's like, Thalia's like, what the fuck are you doing? Playing with these fucking magic cards. Our Dauntless Bodyguard is protecting Thalia, which is fine. So we're going to go Lotus Cobra. We drew the untapped land, by the way, which is absolute gas here. We're going to go a Mountain. We're going to make 2 red mana. And then we're just going to Scorching Dragonfire the Luminarch Aspirant, because I'm scared of it, right? It will grow this Thalia over and over and over. And Thalia is like disrupting us a little bit. I say a little bit. A lot, honestly. We're not attacking into it because the first strike. And Ugin currently costs 9 mana. And 9 mana is basically a billion. Like, 8 is doable. 8 is... I wouldn't say no to my boss if my boss was like, can you do 8? And I'd be like, yeah, I can do 8. But 9? That's unreasonable. That makes me want to strike. Computer Takedown kills... What the fuck? I didn't realise... Oh, yeah, I know that card. Kills one of our Cobras, which is a shame. Clothis is going to gain us life every turn. Which is pretty good against this Thalia, honestly. No attacks. So that will do the damage that Thalia is doing. Unbreakable formation to give them counters. Okay. They get in for 6. No blocks. 6 is a lot here. We are on the edge. We're on the tip of our penis right now. We're going to shoot. So we want to gain life and do damage. So... Let's get rid of Unbreakable Formation. Shoot them for that. Okay. They have 1 mana up. They have Dauntless Bodyguard. We can shoot Thalia with a Scorching Dragonfire here. So Florahedron enters the battlefield tapped and makes us some mana. So actually, no attack. I'm going to do it this turn. It makes them... Yeah, what's the downside? They just play a Thalia next turn, but they aren't attacking with it. So they sack a Dauntless Bodyguard. Give her protect. Yeah, fine. And then she's still alive. Ugin still costs 9, frustratingly. Giant killer for a tappy creature. Oh, God. Oh, no. They did have the indestructible. So we take 4 here. So we're on 5. We draw Leafkin Druid. We're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana with the Clothis. 7, 8 mana. So if Ugin was... If Thalia wasn't there, we could cast an Ugin. So we're not going to do that. We're going to just eat the Unbreakable Formation in the bin. Gain 2, shoot them for 2. We're gonna... Playing the land makes things worse. Playing the land makes things worse. Because we need it for the 2 mana for the Yorion. But I think it's... We have to. So... Play the Leafkin Druid, which might have to block. Play the... Put the Yorion into our hand. No attacks. Pass back to them. We're on 7, so we aren't dead. We're not in a good spot, honestly. Now, Giant Killer can tap something down, so tap on the Leafkin Druid, for example. But that doesn't do anything, because we're just going to block the Giant Killer with that anyway. They put Lurrus into hand, and they cast Lurrus. It gives them access to a Dauntless Bodyguard next one. We're going to block the Giant Killer here. 1 block. We go to 3. Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got it. We got it. We're going to go to our graveyard. Oh, we haven't got it. I thought I had a Fabled Passage in my bin. We don't have a Fabled Passage in our bin. So we don't even have the mana. Shit on it. Okay, we're going to eat this Dauntless Bodyguard. So they can't play that next turn. Oh, bollocks on it. Fuck. Okay. Oh, hang on. No, we got 9 because of Leafkin Druid. I'm an idiot. All that deliberation, and we just have an Ugin. Right, so I just down tick by 3 here and exile everything, and they're not going to have any hasty threats, right? I mean, it's a shame to get rid of Clothis, but we now have an active Ugin, and they're going to have to play bodies that Ugin can't kill, which is going to be unlikely unless they have some really high-end, like, ramp stuff. So we're going to bolt them in the face. Play a Leafkin Druid. Play a Yorion. I can't believe I thought I didn't have the mana and I did. That is very funny. Ugin comes in with 6. He comes in with 7. So we're going to flicker Ugin here. Get one more. One more loyalty on our Big Daddy Yugen. There we go. The Druid card didn't do anything with it. They play around. They play a Clarion Spirit, which isn't the worst, but then we just bolt it with... Oh, and they're done! A clean 3-2 through the gold leagues there with another rank up, I think. That was mid-range gods and or elemental. It's elemental tribal with a bit of combo in there. It's a Yorion deck with all the ramp and some stupid fucking cards. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think of the deck or the video in the description below. I put this deck before on streams, so it's on video. It's nothing like profoundly new, but I'm still enjoying playing it because the deck is fucking fun.